Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome back to Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So, we still have a lot to talk about. We still have a lot to talk about this week. This is sort of a part 2 to yesterday's Emergency Friday Lightning Storm, which I don't typically do that, but there was just a lot that happened this week with leaks and everything, so I figured kind of the more pressing things, Mesogog and Lost Galaxy Yellow, I would talk about yesterday. And today, for the typical Saturday episode, the typical weekly episode, we're going to talk about everything else that happened this week. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So first up for this week, we have a deal on the Morphed Shredder figure to talk about. So it's been a while since I've talked about this figure here. Obviously, it was one of the ones released in 2021 as part of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab series, but it's also become the newest figure to be found at Ross stores. So I've been talking about Ross a couple of times over the last couple of months here on Lightning Storm about how Wave 10 and the A-Squad Rangers were showing up there for like $8 a figure, $12 a figure, basically just pretty good clearances on some of the 2021 figures. And now Morph Shredder is appearing there as well. So Morph Shredder was a fan channel exclusive release, which means he was primarily an online exclusive besides stores like GameStop and everything like that. But Ross's have got him, and it seems like the most consistent price for him at Ross is $12.99, which is definitely not a bad price whatsoever for the Morph Shredder figure, which originally retailed for $29.99 back when he first came out. So I think this figure is one of the best in the Lightning Collection. So to get it for $12.99 I think is a fantastic deal. I've seen a lot of people find it at their Rosses, so it's just another figure you can track down there. If you don't have it for your collection, you can get it possibly at your Ross. Next up for this week, we have what would have been the first figure release of 2023, or at least I thought it was definitely on track to be, but then Mesogog beat that by actually appearing in stores in Singapore, which you can't deny that is a thing, so that is become definitely the first figure release of 2023. But what was seemingly on track to be so was Dino Charge Blue. So we've been talking about Dino Charge Blue a couple of times here recently, because for whatever weird reason, he never shipped out in November from Big Bad Toy Store alongside the rest of Wave 13. The whole Wave 13 distribution has been very strange. Now stores, especially online stores, do have the ability to order one figure as like an entire case of that figure from certain waves. So like, typically like Targets and Walmarts get a case where it's 8 figures in there with 2 of each of the figures from the wave. But stores like Big Bad Toy Store could order an entire case of 8 Dino Charge Blues or 8 Putreds or whatever it may be, which is kind of how we started seeing this happen in the first place and why Coda wasn't shipping out with everybody else. I still don't really know why he wasn't, but we do finally have shipping emails or, preparing to ship soon emails from Big Bad Toy Store for Dino Charge Blue from Wave 13. It's still listed as a March 1st release on a lot of the different online retailers, but we are nearing that. We're only like a month and a half away from that at this point, which is a lot closer than we were, back in November when they originally started shipping anyway. So I'm sure we're probably going to start seeing these pop up a lot more frequently, especially once Coda actually starts to ship. And speaking of shipping, I have some bill of lading updates to talk to you guys about. So I don't report on these all the time because it's been a long time since bill of ladings were like super helpful, if that makes any sense. Because basically, if you don't know what bill of ladings are, they're basically just showing you, it's a big shipping document that shows like what Hasbro products are on a boat either from the factories to the US or have arrived in the US and are going to start getting to the different stores. And pre-pandemic, the bill of ladings were actually pretty helpful in kind of giving us a good estimation of when we could expect an actual product to release. Typically, it was like within a month or so of it appearing on a bill of lading, you would probably end up actually having it in hand. But things like the Tyrannosaurus Sentry was something that appeared on a bill of lading like 8 months before it ever showed up because just everything got all chaotic with shipping. So I don't talk about bill of ladings too often anymore, but they are sometimes useful for leaking stuff because sometimes code names will pop up on there of products that have not been announced yet, hence the Invisible Phantom Ranger popped up on one about 2 weeks ago. But I'm talking about one here today because we have 2 important pieces of information from it. And the first piece is that Deluxe Wave 3 is on the most recent one. So Deluxe Wave 3 is on its way. That doesn't mean it's necessarily going to come out before its April 1st release date, but it probably will somewhere, I would imagine. I mean, we have plenty of time for that to be the case, but it's on its way. It's out of the factories or whatever. It's been manufactured. We should get it soon. But we also have a brand new listing from it because we can't get enough to leak this week. So we actually have a brand new listing that just got found off of that F5177 PRG Dante. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. So this didn't specify how many of them were in a case, which usually Bill of Ladings do as well, which in that case would be helpful, because if we know it's like 8 per case, it's probably like a singular Lightning Collection figure. If it's less than that, it could be a Dino Fury toy, or it could be, like a helmet, or it could be something else in the Lightning Collection. So that could help us, but we don't really know. There's nothing in here listed as like deluxe or anything like that, so it might not even be a Lightning Collection. Now, my buddy John Green was the one who actually pointed this out to me the other night about this Bill of Lading and about this code name specifically. And while we're not 100% sure what it is, the product number is very close to 2 other Yellow Ranger related items. For reference, F5175 is the Yellow Ranger Power Morpher, and F5176, which I told you guys yesterday, is Lost Galaxy Yellow. And now we have this new one, F5177, so that comes right after those two. I'm thinking it's probably, well, John actually was thinking this, but we're both kind of in agreement where we're thinking it could potentially possibly be the Yellow Ranger helmet that I've told you guys about, because that is something we didn't have any code names or listings for just yet, but I knew was coming. So that's probably what it is. I mean, it's kind of looking like we're probably going to get some sort of Yellow Ranger capsule or something like that at GameStop, because they already had the Yellow Ranger Morpher as an exclusive. They've had that for a couple of months at this point. It's looking likely that Lost Galaxy Yellow is going to be a GameStop exclusive. We'll probably find out on Tuesday. And I would assume that maybe the Yellow Ranger helmet would be as well, possibly. Because, I mean, they got the Pink Ranger helmet as an exclusive, the Draken helmet as an exclusive, so doesn't mean they're going to reveal it on Tuesday. In fact, I don't think that they will. But we have a lot of listings, a lot of things for them to talk about, that it would be too much of a jam-packed Fan First Tuesday or a fan stream if they actually revealed all of it. But we have a new listing on a Bill of Lading with the Deluxe Wave 3. So yes, things are moving, things are happening, things are coming. Alright, so we have 2 big stories to wrap up today's episode here, which are kind of the big Lightning Collection things that happened this week that weren't pictures of leaked figures from 2 days ago, or yesterday, or whenever this was. So many things happening at this point. But first of all, we have some interesting pieces of artwork that were found by Martian Ranger on Thursday night into Friday morning. Actually, I think it was pretty early Friday morning that it happened. It was a pretty crazy night, but Martian Ranger found that the Amazon hub page for Power Rangers has updated. So what that means is basically whenever you go to just the general Power Rangers page on Amazon, it's broken down into kids toys, Lightning Collection, costumes, whatever it may be. It has some graphics and stuff up there, and they've updated all their graphics to have 30th anniversary artwork, which looks really, really nice. Hey, it's Editing Josh here. I'm just interjecting in the middle of this episode because as I was grabbing pictures and everything for the edit, I realized, or I noticed, that the Amazon page has switched it back to the Dino Fury artwork from the 30th anniversary stuff, so whoops, good job there, guys, but we got screenshots. We can see a nice banner that has blue, green, and pink Ranger artwork, and then below in the different categories we have a Red Ranger artwork, and a Yellow Ranger artwork, and a Lord Zed artwork. Now, why am I talking about this here in Lightning Collection Lightning Storm episodes? Because this is a hint. This is, well, I don't even know if it's a hint. It's a pretty big piece of evidence towards the remastered line. So the second I saw this artwork, I first thought was, hey, that's pretty cool looking. Wait a minute. So if you look at that banner, so let's take the banner, right, and let's flip it, so let's mirror the image, and let's zoom in on blue, and yep, that is the artwork on the remastered box. So that is the artwork from the leaked photo of the Blue Ranger remastered box, which means it's probably likely that all the other artwork on this Amazon hub page are from the other remastered figures that I told you guys are coming. So we have artwork for red, we have artwork for green, artwork for pink, artwork for blue, artwork for yellow, and artwork for Lord Zed, which funnily enough is actually the one that they used on the Lightning Collection tab on the page, which makes it look like it's saying Lightning Collection Lord Zed 30th anniversary or something like that, but that's not exactly what it's intending on saying, but it's kind of funny when you have it there. So I had originally heard that there was probably 6 remastered figures, the core 6 Mighty Morphin team from Season 1, which this definitely lends a lot of credence to. I had not heard about one for Lord Zed, though it's certainly possible that Lord Zed is going to be in the remastered line. It also does fit with, we're still trying to figure out confirmation on those listings from last week, the Mayfield, Magna, whatever the other ones were, Meadow and Leon. Remember I talked about how those listings were probably the remastered, or very likely are the remastered? Well, if you add in all the missing numbers, we have 4 listings, and we have 3 missing numbers that would make a group of 7. So, 6 Mighty Morphin Rangers, Lord Zed. I think we're slowly starting to connect some pieces here together. I think things are slowly starting to make some sense. What doesn't make sense is if Lord Zed actually is in the 30th anniversary remastered line. Because he's not, this isn't his 30th anniversary. His 30th anniversary would be 2024, because he didn't appear until Season 2 in 1994. So I don't really know what that's about. If anything, it would make more sense for a Rita Repulsa figure to finally get a standalone release, finally get out of that 2-pack with an actual accurate dress sculpt and everything, a dress paint application for the first time in 3 years, than it would be to release Zed for a third time. But I don't know. This artwork seems to point otherwise. Maybe we'll get Lord Zed and Rita. Maybe we'll get like an updated 2-pack in the remastered line or something like that. And we just don't have, Rita artwork on here. I mean, we don't have Black Ranger artwork on here either. And there's no way we're not going to get a Black Ranger in the remastered line. So, it's not like this is the end-all be-all of what the remastered line has. But when you just think of the artwork that we see here and the fact that there's a group of probably 7 listings, so far 4 out of the 7 have been discovered, things start starting to line up to figure out to where we are probably getting 7 of these now, and Zed is probably one of them, even though that doesn't really make a lot of sense. And all of that brings us to the big thing to talk about for this week. We're getting a fan stream, so it's kind of hard to get lost in the whole shuffle of everything when you have a ridiculous amount of leaks, but yeah, we are getting a fan stream on Tuesday, January 17th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. Very, very excited for this, even though we probably at this point know every single thing that they're going to announce, but that's, pretty par for the course here. I mean, this is a little bit more of a special circumstance. Usually we don't get leaks this badly before a fan first event or a fan stream or a PulseCon or whatever it may be. But yeah, either way, I'm still very excited. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are going to complain, going, we know about all this stuff already. And yeah, that's just how this works. I mean, obviously leaks are called leaks for a reason. They're not supposed to be things that we know about yet. The idea is that we're not supposed to know about these things until Hasbro has an event like this, and because of either myself or honestly a lot of things that were not even my control, like Amazon or Singapore or GameStop Ireland, a lot of things just leak out anyway. So it's not like, all the surprises were ruined by one person. It's just a lot of different things that happen together that make this such a chaotic situation. But Hasbro announced saying, "Get your morphers ready, Ranger Nation. The Power Rangers team is coming in like lightning, I don't know why they put 2 emojis there, this new year with a more phenomenal fan stream on January 17th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, kicking off our Power Rangers 30th celebration. It's going to be power-packed with fresh product reveals, exciting new content, a special little unboxing surprise, pre-orders, and even more. Trust us, you're not going to want to miss this one. Hashtag #GoGoPowerRangers. And then in the hashtags, it also lists Lightning Collection, of course, and Cosmic Fury. So we can probably expect some Cosmic Fury news here, and also just like 30th anniversary stuff in general. So what are we going to see at the fan stream? Well, it's hard to say, because while we do have a ridiculous amount of leaks, it doesn't mean we're going to see all that stuff on Tuesday, which is going to be another thing that people are going to complain about. I'm sure probably something, I don't know what, but I'm sure probably one of the things, or more than one of the things that we've already seen a lot of pictures of, won't be announced. I mean, in an ideal world, they will announce everything that we know about, which I think at this point is 7 figures. There's only one thing that we can guarantee is going to happen on Tuesday, and I'll get to that in a second. But I don't know exactly if they're going to announce all of that stuff. I feel like we almost have too much for a stream. Sometimes these streams are relatively lackluster, sometimes they're not. I feel like a stream could just be all this stuff, and then like Cosmic Fury Pink or Black's like suit reveal or something like that, since they are doing the whole suit reveals like one at a time at a bunch of different events. They've kind of been piecemealing it together. So I'm sure we're going to get another Cosmic Fury suit reveal, which is probably what the Cosmic Fury hashtag in there is as well. The 30th anniversary whole celebration here, I mean, they are obviously marketing this to be a kickoff to the 30th anniversary celebration, so I think the remastered figures have a pretty good chance of being something that they show off. Remember the whole drop zone thing? For like a month or so at this point, I've been saying how there was that drop zone date that hinted power and the hint for what was going to happen as a Hasbro thing on January 17th, which was the whole basis of us even speculating that we were going to get a fan stream on the 17th, and we are, so that ended up being correct. But there was like a weird glitch or something that happened where instead of it just having the hint, it just outright said what stuff was going to happen. It said it for Marvel stuff on Wednesday as well, and it said it for like Transformers things on Tuesday. Yeah, the Tango Warrior 2-pack at the very least is one thing that you can absolutely guarantee is going up for pre-order on Tuesday the 17th, and will absolutely be revealed during the fan stream, but everything else technically is not a guarantee. Now, with store listings for GameStop Ireland for Lost Galaxy Yellow, I'd say that she's probably a pretty safe bet. Anything that we have official product shots of, so Invisible Phantom, Lost Galaxy Yellow, the Tenga 2-pack, SPD Yellow, I think those have the best chances of actually being shown off. Remastered, I think, has a pretty good chance just because of the whole 30th anniversary thing. Mesagog, I'm 50-50. I really don't know if they're going to announce it or not. And I could kind of see them not doing it, which would definitely be very unfortunate. I mean, that figure looks absolutely incredible. We've actually had some more pictures be posted since the last time I did a video on this yesterday. That kind of shows a comparison with other Dino Thunder Rangers and other Lightning Collection figures, and it just looks absolutely incredible. But I'm 50-50 if we're going to officially see it on Tuesday. I hope that we will. But we don't have any official promo shots of him yet, so I'm kind of iffy about it. Doesn't mean that we won't. We probably will. We might. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. But yeah, I think that's it. So FanStream on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Of course, I have already scheduled a live stream reaction to it with me and a couple of my friends. So that will be happening. We'll probably go live at around 10:45-ish that morning on that Tuesday. And of course, do the whole live stream reaction and then the recap Lightning Storm and all of that stuff I usually do for these events. It's going to be one of those days that are always very tiring, but also very fun. So yeah, that's our first stream event since the 10/27 event back at the end of October. It's our first dedicated Power Rangers fan stream since August with Power Week, all the way back then. And it's our first official figure reveal since the Alien Ranger 5-pack at the beginning of December, and our first official figure reveal of 2023. So it should be a very interesting time, even if we know about probably like 95% of all of it. But, you know, it will still be fun. Alright, and with that, that is everything we have to talk about for this week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. So of course, until next time, let me know down in the comments below, what do you think is going to happen at the fan stream on Tuesday? Are you expecting anything that we don't already know about? What do you want to see happen? What do you think of everything that's happened this past week? All this nonsense, all this craziness. So I'd love to know what you guys have to say about it down in the comments below. And of course, until next time, you guys can follow me on Twitter at LiveYourRangerKey or LightningFigPR. And I'll see you all in Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice. To wrap up this video, I'd like to thank my $5 and above patrons: Jurassic Samurai, Maggot Alchemist, Robert Browning, Static Thunder, Brendan Overland, Magi Yellow, Redstone MCPC, Comics 1017, James DeHurley, Monster Rocket, John Luke, Eric Berry, and Tyler Bozetsky. You can support Toku Topics for as little as $1 a month on my Patreon, link in the description below.